Going on, everyone? So DeAngelo Russell and the Minnesota Timberwolves are in a very unique situation, right? DeAngelo Russell is very likely seeing his last days in a Minnesota Timberwolves jersey. Even if they don't end up trading him, he's likely leaving. They don't have any intentions on extending him based on reports, although I actually think he is a really solid piece for the Timberwolves. Like, there are stats like that if like Dlo average or puts up 20 points a game, the Minnesota Timberwolves have like a 90% win rate or something crazy like that. Like he actually is, when he's playing and he's really good, they win. And a lot of that is just his ability to shoot, to create, to do a lot of things. Like, I just think he's in a really weird situation in Minnesota, right? The whole Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns situation is just not a good situation. That hasn't really worked. It's completely kind of neutralized Ant-Man as well as Karl Anthony Towns, and it's just awkward fit. And now DeAngelo Russell's now like the fourth option rather than the third option, and it's just Minnesota, I felt, was in a good position, and they kind of messed it up, right? I felt like they were a team that was heading in the right direction and should have just continued down that path. If you were going to make a change or two or go make a trade, maybe go get another piece or whatever, right? Do something else other than going and getting a big man. But nonetheless, they decided that Rudy Gobert was the answer. And so now they're kind of stuck. They don't really have money to replace D'Lo if he leaves. They're very likely not going to find a real trade for him because, one, the money he's making. Two, it's not like Minnesota wants to take on a bunch of long-term salaries. Three, what team is looking at and going, man, D'Lo is the missing piece we need. I don't know. It's going to be a really interesting scenario with DeAngelo Russell. I think that there are teams that would love to have him, but given his contract, given that he's a free agent, is this a place that he wants to go? Who knows? And the Timberwolves, what do they value him at? But one of the teams, based on reports that came out today, that really wants to find a way to acquire DeAngelo Russell is the Miami Heat. So the Miami Heat are really interested in D'Lo based on the reports that came out today, but they won't do a trade for Kyle Lowry, very likely because the Minnesota Timberwolves don't want Kyle Lowry, right? Why would you want his long-term contract? Why would you want his money? So it becomes very difficult because now what do you do? The Miami Heat don't have a ton of tradable pieces and players and assets. Like, you're not trading Bam, you're not trading Jimmy Butler. So are you trading Tyler Hero for D'Lo, right? Maybe. I don't know. I think Tyler Hero, you might as well just keep. They're not too far off as far as player-wise goes. I think D'Lo is a better playmaker and can do a little bit more in general, but Tyler Hero's still very young. He's only going to grow. He's only going to improve, right? And he's already shown that he could be a real scorer. I don't know how Miami gets DeAngelo Russell without stacking a bunch of vet minimum guys. I don't see them making this a reality. I can see Miami absolutely wanting DeAngelo Russell. I think DeAngelo Russell would help greatly because they really need a shooter and a scorer. Just somebody that can go get buckets for you, somebody that can kind of play make. But again, teams don't want Kyle Lowry and Duncan Robinson. Those aren't valuable contracts. They're not that great of players, right? Kyle Lowry's old and injury prone. So Miami, in my opinion, is stuck. And this is something I've talked about on several occasions on this channel whenever I bring up a trade that Miami's linked to. And you hear all these reports about Miami's trying to trade for this person. They're trying to trade for that person. They're trying to trade for, Miles Turner. They're trying, what team wants Duncan Robinson and Kyle Lowry? Because those are the only two that you can really trade to go get another piece that's really going to have an impact. Because outside of that, again, you're not trading Jimmy Butler. You're not trading Bam Adebayo, and everyone else are just minimum contracts, essentially. So you're not going to be able to stack. No team's going to take on 10 players just so you can meet a $25 million salary. It's not going to happen. And they don't have a bunch of draft capital that's tradable and that's valuable. It's just Miami's in a really tough spot. If they can find a way, maybe it's a 3-team deal or something, I don't know. If they can find some sort of solution to where they can land DeAngelo Russell, then all the power to him. I think D'Lo would help Miami tremendously. I think he would be a real asset for the Miami Heat. And his situation is going to be very interesting, period, because what team is going to give him the money he's making? I don't know, because there's not a lot of teams that have salary cap in the offseason. And the teams that do are like the Lakers, who I don't think are going to give him a bunch of money. I think they might bring him in, but I don't think they're going to give him $20 million a year. I could see them maybe signing him, like offering him maybe $15 million or something like that, $10 million. Like, because they only have $30 million in cap space. They're going to try to get, 2 or 3 guys if they can. So unless D'Lo's willing to take 10 to 15 million, I don't see him signing with the Lakers. And then everyone else are just young rebuilding teams, right? Like OKC, the Spurs, the Pistons. Like, none of those teams are going to want D'Angelo Russell. Maybe Indiana. Would Indiana take a look at him? But they have a bunch of guards and they have Mathurin. So that doesn't make a lot of sense for them. Where is D'Lo going to end up signing? He's definitely, in my opinion, he's not getting big money, especially if Minnesota is going to accept. I don't see him getting 20 plus million. I just don't. I think he's going to realistically get somewhere in the 10 to 15 million range. Unless he just signs, a 1-year deal or something for a team that they just need salary filler. We've seen guys like JJ Redick, right? We've seen teams do that where they'll just pay a player a bunch of money. The Lakers even kind of did that with KCP. So that could be a possibility, but I don't know where D'Lo is going to end up. And Miami's if they can trade for him, sure, then you can extend him. You have his bird rights, all that stuff, and that might be a good move for them. But I just don't see how you get from nothing to D'Angelo Russell to where it makes sense for Minnesota. Now, Minnesota absolutely got fleeced in the Rudy Gobert trade, so you can't really put anything past Minnesota, but it's just Miami has literally nothing of real value and substance outside of Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, which you're not trading. And Tyler Hero, again, do the Timberwolves value Tyler Hero more than D'Angelo Russell? I mean, maybe, but if you're Miami, does that make more sense, right? Especially if you have Kyle Lowry. I don't see this working out. I don't know why Miami would, if they can keep Tyler Hero, keep Bam Adebayo, and keep Jimmy Butler, then yeah, D'Lo makes a lot of sense, right? If you could theoretically just swap Kyle Lowry for D'Angelo Russell, yeah, all day, right? Especially with the age difference, what D'Lo can bring as a playmaker, as your point guard, as just a shooter, another threat, another scoring threat, a guy that could go get you 20 on any given night. That would be huge for Miami. Miami really needs it. Miami is terrible offensively, terrible, and they could really use somebody like D'Lo. The problem is they're stuck. They don't have enough assets. They don't have enough contracts. They don't have talent outside of Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, and Jimmy Butler. And maybe you trade, Tyler Hero. But if you're Miami, that doesn't really make sense. I mean, you're almost better off trading Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo at that point and just keeping Tyler Hero and trying to rebuild around Tyler Hero. Seriously, with just his age and just his shooting and scoring and stuff try to build a real team around that. And as he grows and develops and becomes a scorer, I don't know. I mean, I still don't think Tyler Hero. I think Tyler Hero is almost best suited as a sixth man. That's just me personally. I think his production hasn't changed as much, and so I just think I don't think he's the best guy on a championship contender. I think maybe is the second or third best guy, a guy that he's just there to get you 20 a night. Perfect. But I don't know. Miami, I don't see them getting D'Angelo Russell. I think it's interesting. I know and see why they want D'Lo. I just don't think they get there. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments section below. What do you think? Would you love D'Lo on the Miami Heat? Do you think that there's a way for them to trade him? Would you trade Tyler Hero for D'Angelo Russell? Is that something that you would do? That would even make sense, right? Because, again, I just feel like that's counterproductive. The idea would be to have D'Lo and Tyler Hero together to now go and have the scoring power you need, have two guys that can shoot the ball, play make, just do multiple things, attack on multiple levels. That would be more ideal than that. If you could, I theoretically take Kyle Lowry and flip him for D'Lo. That's the best case scenario for Miami. Just doesn't make any sense. And it doesn't make sense for Miami or for the Timberwolves. Like, why would the Timberwolves want Kyle Lowry in his long-term contract salary? Miami's made a lot of mistakes, and I think they're handcuffed. But do you feel the same way? Do you think that no, like there's a way out? They just got to find the right move. At what point do you think it's time to trade Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, or even Tyler Hero? Do you trade Tyler Hero and try to put together a package around him to go try to get a disgruntled star or something? Like, do you try to go get like maybe a Bradley Beal or something along those lines? Again, whatever your thoughts are, however you feel about it, I'd really love to hear them. Let me know down in the comment section below.